time. Right now, I have a few people that have joined in from Real, and just would like to welcome Amanda to this particular session, and Jennifer and Dana. And then we have a few more people that are saying that they're going to be getting signed in, and a few people watching on our Real workplace. So thank you for everybody who's chiming in. My name is Cyndi Lesinski, and I'm based out of the Los Angeles area. And I feel very blessed to be at such an amazing company. I've been a realtor for 20 years and really like the way that we all work together at Real. And for those who are chiming in, you're always welcome to reach out to me directly if you ever have any questions about how I work on building my consistent business. The one thing that I've been blessed with through my 20 years is consistently being able to help anywhere from 35 to 50 families a year, leaning more towards working with listings and still working with buyers. And as much as I have a team, I stay in production myself. I really enjoy working with my clients firsthand. And the beauty for me is that I fell into learning how to work the business by referral. And so that's what got us going and starting this session that we do on a monthly basis. So I hope that you chime in on a regular basis to get tidbits on working by referral. So we cover various topics, and today's topic is a little bit more based on the fundamental dialogues that you use in working by referral. So the dialogues of what I grew through in my business practices is the MARE campaign. So some people may have heard of the MARE campaign. We're going to talk about 4 easy ways to ask for referrals. And then basically the 3 big and modified big dialogues. So we'll touch potentially on referral agent sample dialogues as well, which, being at the Real brokerage just for a year, I've been able to work with a minimum of, I would say, 4 to 6 of my closings were due to connections and referrals from other agents. And I have given out probably over a dozen referrals to agents across the country, partly because I really work heavily on informing my entire database, no matter where they live, that I can help them. So I do apologize. My special guest had a medical emergency that she is not able to be a guest today. Unfortunately, her doctor was only able to get her in right at 2 o'clock. So her apologies that she's not able to join us. I was looking to lean into her for some assistance because she does do a dialogue opportunity twice a week on Workplace. So I hope that you will chime into what she does on Workplace. But I reviewed a little bit with Jennifer, so she's going to chime in a little bit and help. But Amanda, if you're there and would like to chime in, and Dana, if you would like to chime in as well, look forward to your insights because this is interactive for us in dealing with helping each other grow and learn from each other. So Jen, we often train through what the Buffini processes are, because that's who my main coach is working with the Brian Buffini program. And we do have the resource that I will share with everybody through our interaction here. Sorry, I need to just click through and share. Where did the section of share information go? Jen, are you able to share that? Or Dana, if you could share it, actually, I know that you have the link. So if you could share that, so anybody that chimes in has the ability to review that link, to check out the information. Okay, so in the 3 tips for getting the most out of your dialogue, one of the first one is practice. So hopefully we'll practice a little bit in today's section. But remember, practice makes perfect. So, and it's not that you have to use the exact dialogue that we practice, but as you practice, the easier the words are to say. So practice whenever you have a chance in the morning while you're getting ready, practice with yourself in the mirror, practice with those of your colleagues, either through Zoom or in person. The next part is, second tip would be write them down. Sometimes it's easier to memorize the dialogues if you actually write those dialogues down. So little note cards or just your notepad, write them down, rewrite them with some of the words that are very comfortable for you to use. And then the third tip is keep them handy. So put these dialogues where you can easily access them. So whether it's in your phone, printed out, placed on your desks, index cards that you can, pull out from your car. If you're sitting and waiting to pick up the kids at school, have them readily available that you can practice by pulling those up and having them readily available. So the referral dialogue basics: educate your clients as to how your industry works. Most people spend the majority of their time and resources prospecting for new business, things like cold calling. We don't want to do that. We want to work on connecting with the people that know, like, and will trust you if you stay in front of them and they get to know you. So devoting yourself to having those kinds of conversations. And then making sure in those conversations that your clients understand the benefit of being able to work with you. So Jennifer, let's start with just kind of the basics of the first, getting people into your database. And so there's a dialogue on page 6 that we just start with, using the dialogue to add new people to your database or to prioritize those you already have. So the basics are, oh, by the way, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, do you have a real estate agent you would refer them to? So with that, if they say yes, what is a sample of something that you would be able to say back, Jennifer?
So if they say yes, then you say, that's great. It's important that you have a qualified professional to work with. And then it has, the point is, you now know. Oh, that's if they.
And then if they
So
say
the point is,
no,
yeah, if they already have an agent, you know not to invest your time in them.
yeah. So let's practice a few of those. So if I'm asking you, Jen, I'm the realtor and you're somebody that I know. So, oh, by the way, if you were buying or selling a home or had a friend or family member who was, do you have a real estate agent that you would refer them to?
No.
You don't?
Might be
Okay.
sure yet.
Well,
Yeah.
so that's great. It's important that you have a qualified professional to work with. And I would be happy to stay in touch with you and, provide you with more information to be that person. Would that
Sure.
be all right with you?
Yes, that sounds great.
Okay, great. So, in order to do that, what's the best place for me to send information to?
That would probably be my home address.
Okay, great. So, what is your home address?
It is 1234 Main Street.
Okay, great. So, I do have that written down as 1234 Main Street. And I know that that's Santa Clarita, and the zip code is 91355. Did I get that all correct?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay, great. Now, if something came up and I needed to get a hold of you, is this the best phone number to reach you at, or what is the best phone number to reach you at?
Yes, this is the best phone number to reach me at.
Great. So I'm looking forward to staying in touch with you. And if you know anyone who is thinking about buying or selling a home, just give me a call with their information and I'll be happy to follow up and provide them with the same excellent service that I would provide to you. Does that work?
That works. Thank you so much.
Great. So breaking that down, that's just the very basic dialogue to follow. There's a number of things that I do differently when I use this kind of basic dialogue. So let's try it again. And I'm going to be a little bit more natural to the way that I am.
Okay.
And let's act like I ran into you at Starbucks.
Okay.
Hi, Jen. How are you? I haven't seen you for a while.
Oh, I'm doing great, same old stuff. How are you doing?
Oh, I'm doing good. Things have been quite interesting. And, I'm a realtor, and, as I helped your one friend, Stephanie, before, and I appreciated that you referred me to Stephanie.
Oh, yes, she said great things about you. I'm so glad you're able to help her and I could help you by referring her. You're absolutely amazing.
Well, I appreciate that. Well, I do have to apologize because I haven't stayed in touch with you as much as I should have, and especially because you've referred me in the past and everything. So I'm really working heavily on updating my database. And see, I shouldn't say that. People don't want to be in your database. So scratch that. And I'm just updating my information and everything. And I want to make sure that you would like to receive my monthly information that I send out to people who already hopefully know and like and trust me. And I want to make sure that you get these items as well. Would that be all right?
Sure, yeah, I would love to receive that information from you. That'd be great.
Okay, great. Now I do think that I have you in my phone already. So let me just double check. Okay. Yes, I do have you in my phone, and I have your phone number as 661-510-5516. Is that still your number?
Yes, yep, that's still me.
Okay, great. Would you mind giving me your home address so that I could make sure that I send you my items of value?
Yeah, sure. My home address is 1234 Main Street in Santa Clarita.
Perfect. Okay, great. I got all that down. And so the other thing that I often find is that people like to know what's going on with their values, whether you're looking to, sell your home now or you think this is your forever home. People still like to get the value of their home. Would you like me to set you up with having that value check on a monthly basis?
Yeah, that'd be great.
Okay, good. So I'll get that set up for you. And then also you'll get those items from me. And here's another critical thing too that I have found that anybody that knows me really appreciates if you ever need referrals of different services and stuff, please feel free to reach out to me, because I have different contractors and vendors who I know, like, and trust, and they've done really well for everybody that I've referred them to. So I'd love to have the opportunity to share those with you if you ever need it.
That is, yes, that sounds great. I'm actually looking for someone to come and redo our floors. So if you know, happen to know anyone, I'd love it if you would send over those contacts as well.
You know what? There's no time like the present. I have two people, and Allie is my main floor person. Her and her dad has had the business in our area for the last 40 years. And she's a young woman in business and works with her dad. And let me just send you her contact information. But so I'm sending you that one now, but I'm going to also email you my list of, I have 3 different vendors for that. So you can really reach out to all 3 of them and then decide who is best for you. So with that, here's this information. And what is your email? Actually, better yet, let me just send you a quick text message. And then if you could just text me back your email, because I want to make sure I don't misspell it or anything. Does that work?
Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, bam, there it is. Up, I heard that ding. So you did get that message. So if you could just text me back your email, and then I'll send you all 3 so that you can have that. So
Perfect. Thank you so much, Cyndi. It was so great running into you today.
Yep, you too. Look forward to seeing you again. Take care. Bye.
Thanks.
I better go get my tea now. So that's kind of a, a basic, dialogue that I often have, that that I utilize in, when I'm out at restaurants and places that I run into people that I know. So your opening line for that is going to be critical to who you are, how you know them, and what it is that connects you to that person. And in doing that, then, it'll be more natural. But in practicing the dialogues that are in the, Buffini program, or just Googling it, asking AI for a dialogue, you keep practicing it from, as we said earlier, from your note cards or printouts, or having it on your phone when you have downtime, that you're waiting to pick up kids, or you're, early for an appointment. Just keep reviewing those to get more comfortable with the dialogue.
Yeah. Yep. Practice makes perfect.
So the basics of 4 easy ways to ask for a referral. So these are the ones that are promoted more through my coach program. So the first one is, oh, by the way, if you know someone who would appreciate the level of service I provide, please call me with their name and business number, and I'll be happy to follow up and take great care of them. The second is, could you do me a favor? If you hear of anyone who is interested in buying or selling a home, can you keep me in mind? The third, I've really enjoyed talking with you today. If any of your friends or family express an interest in buying or selling a home, it would be an honor to work with them. Just give me a call and I'll be happy to follow up. And then the fourth, remember to let your clients know you're open and willing to take great care of their referrals. Oh, by the way, I'm never too busy for your referrals. So those 4 are the basic guidelines that my coaching, the program I sign up with and coach through, what they utilize in asking for the referral. Has anybody on this group utilized any of those programs? So we got it pulled up here now. Thank you for sharing that. Has anybody used any of those programs? Okay, so for me, the big one that I utilize is the oh, by the way, and then I adjust that a little bit more with giving an item of value, giving knowledge out at the time that I'm saying those things. So if I'm having a dialogue with somebody at a coffee shop and I'm getting ready, we just talked about dogs and news or the weather, and I'm getting ready to leave. Before I leave, I will add an element of, oh, by the way, I have a new listing coming up in Sherman Oaks. If you know anybody that's looking to move to that area, please have them reach out to me because I'm working on this new listing. So that kind of opens up the door for conversation about real estate. And if it doesn't go much further than that, if they don't really engage much more, then I follow that up with, but of course, I can help people in any of the areas within, a 60-mile radius of where we're at today that I try not to go on. Sometimes when I, practice the dialogue, I go on, but when I am truly doing this in public, I really work on choosing my words wisely, say less, but make sure you get your message out. So Jen, let's practice this one with me utilizing, in which I truly do have a new listing coming up in Sherman Oaks. So, hey Jen, it's been great catching up with you here, but I do need to head out. And by the way, if you know of anybody looking to buy a home in Sherman Oaks, I have a new listing that I'm working on. It's going to be going active in the next week or so. So if you know anybody looking in that area, please have them reach out to me.
Okay, that's great. I don't know anyone offhand, but if
Okay.
no, I'll let
Yeah.
everyone know if someone comes up.
Perfect. Well, and then also I do work in all areas, and so keep me in mind. I would love to work with anybody that that needs my help. I work hard and that I'm a real active realtor and I'm ready to help additional people. I always have time for your referrals.
Of
So
course.
so what did I do right and what did I do wrong?
Um, it all sounded good to me.
Okay. So
Uh,
I feel like I said a little too much. Like
uh,
you don't want to try too hard. You got to
uh,
come across as naturally as you can and not trying too hard. And I find that it's best if I say less and just plant those seeds. So as I continue to go to the same coffee shop, they all know that I'm a realtor already. So you've got to decide who that audience is, who that person is you're talking to. So for me, I feel like I've already educated them of who I am. So now in asking for that referral, I need to be very casual about it. I don't need to drive it home. They already know that, I'm a realtor. And so the simpler the statement is stated, the better. So, and that comes with getting familiar with that dialogue and what's going to work for that person in front of you. How much do they already know about you? Do they already know you? Do they already like you? Do they trust you? Now they got to get more familiar with what it is that they can do to help you. And their way of helping you is by referring people to you. So utilizing it from that perspective. So, um, the number 3 on this 4 easy ways to ask for a referral is, I've really enjoyed talking with you today. If any of your friends or family express an interest in buying or selling a home, it would be an honor to work with them. Just give me a call and I'll be happy to follow up. So I adjust that statement a little bit in, guiding them, how to reach me. If I've really enjoyed talking with you today, Jen, at Starbucks and everything. And I am heading out. I got to get to my office. And oh, by the way, if you have any family or friends that are selling a home or buying a home, and I would appreciate you referring them to me and giving them, you have my permission to give them my phone number and contact information. And better yet, if they really are, actively looking, let's start a group text with you and me and them, and happy for you to, make the introduction. And you would be surprised when it is people that are in your database that you have trained properly to do things like this. It happens. It truly happens. And Jen, you were there yesterday with me when I got the one referral, and it was in a text message through my phone. My past client from 14 years ago created a group text introducing me to his referral. And he did it like textbook style, where he sent the text message, gave me their name, said my name to them. And then he said, you can take this and connect with each other off of this thread. And it was brilliant. So if you really coach through that and coach your people, they will refer you. So the next page, let's bring up the next page, which talks about the big 3 and modified big 3. So with the big 3 and modifying it, this is all about, really, referrals don't always surface immediately after a sale is closed. So a great way to remind past clients to send you referrals is to simply pick up the phone and call them. The dialogue below will help you navigate the call and ensure that you stay top of mind. So we're going to start to go through these. And I do want to remind everybody, just in case you're chiming in halfway through this, Mari had a medical emergency. So I'm stepping in and reviewing more of the prospects, the way that I handle these scripts and work with my database. So welcome, Kim and Leslie. Appreciate you being here. And actually, before we go on with this, does anybody have any questions about the first section and dialogues that we reviewed? Leslie, Kim? All right, so let's continue on then. So with this first part, Jen, do you want to take the lead on it?
Sure. Hi, Molly. This is Jennifer calling. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing good, Jennifer. We're not selling. We're still happy.
I'm so happy to hear that you're not selling yet and you're happy. The reason I was calling, I just wanted to see if you happen to know any friends or family that are thinking about making a move. I would be happy to help them out.
Well, of course, Jen, we were so happy to work with you, and we would absolutely refer you to anybody that we find out that is looking for a realtor.
Thank you. I really appreciate it.
Yep,
Have a
you're
good
welcome.
day.
Yep. Okay, so now let all go through one now.
Okay.
Hey, Jen, this is Cyndi. How are you?
Hey Cindy, I'm good. How are you doing?
Doing good. I know it's been 2 years since you bought your home. How are things with the house and the kids?
It's going great. The kids are getting bigger. We absolutely love the house. We just repainted recently. It's going really good.
Nice. Well, I just really want to make sure that you know how much I really appreciated you guys working with me. And I know I've talked with you a few times through the, 2 year time period and everything, but just want to remind you that, helping you and helping any of your friends and family is just, really important to me. You know how I work, and you know that I would take care of any of your friends and family the same way that I took care of you.
Thank you. It was so great working with you. I'm so happy. I know you worked hard um, and we're so happy in our
Yeah,
home.
I
I of course, if I would love to refer you.
Great. Well, keep in mind that also I'm happy to refer you any trade or service professionals. I'm sure you've developed a lot of your own people that you know, like, and trust as far as contractors and even doctors or favorite restaurants. But if you need a referral of anybody through the, year or anything, please reach out to me. But also, I am working on building the my referral of different service providers. So if you have somebody that stands out that you've used in the last year that you're like, I definitely want to refer that person business, you can send me their contact information and I would love to connect with them as well.
Okay, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
Yeah, definitely. So just text me if you have somebody like a contractor. Actually, I just had a client ask for somebody that does closet build outs.
Hmm.
Do you by chance have somebody that you know that builds closets?
You know what? I do happen to know somebody. I'll shoot you over a text and give you their contact information. They recently just remodeled my neighbor's closet and it turned out amazing.
Oh, good, because I really need that. I have somebody that actually, can you believe this? They bought the house almost 2 years ago and they have not yet moved in. And they just asked me for a referral of a closet company. And they said once they get that done, they have a few more final things and then they're going to move into their home. And I've referred them a lot of other service providers, but that's the one that I got stumped on because I don't have that company in my database. So if you could just text me, and actually, if you want to do a group text, from you to them and me, the three of us together, and introduce me to them, that would be greatly appreciated.
Sure, yeah, I'd love to help. Just send me over their contact information and I'd love to refer both of you, our amazing closet provider.
Yay, that'll be great. Well, I wish you a wonderful spring and good getting caught up with you. Have a great day.
Bye.
Bye. So you see how I weaved in,
Mhm.
various other values, because to me, I don't want to just call somebody and say, I need your referrals. I don't want to sound desperate of I need your referrals, but talk about, when they bought their house, how things are, try not to stay on too long, and come up with something that, right away that they could truly even help you with. And true story, I do need a referral of a closet company. So, with that, it's current, it's something I truly need. So then, as soon as they refer that closet company to me, I will reach out to the closet company, let them know who referred me to them. And then if I like the way that conversation goes with them, I would then do a group text with the closet company and my client who is in need of the referral. And then that helps build my business referral system, which I want to jump to the business part, which is further down in all of the dialogue. So if you could scroll down to calling business owner dialogue, and we'll cover that a little bit. Does anybody have any questions about that dialogue? Either, critique, add a little more to it, any recommendations and thoughts about that? So in working your sphere, it's really important to know how to interact with them so that you really can get their referrals. We do a lot of discussions, or we've had a lot of discussions on our past Zoom trainings about having events, creating community events, creating sphere events, and collecting their information so that you can stay in touch with them. But it's what you do with staying in touch with them that's going to be important. So now we've kind of moved along to the aspect of working that business directory. So this is kind of the progression of creating your database. And it's important to have not just your clients, but people to refer them to in the business directory. So now I'm going to have a new company to reach out to that builds closets and works on closets. So let's review what this dialogue looks like a little bit. And Jen, if you could take it from the online business directory dialogue.
Hi, I've had an opportunity you may want to take advantage of because of the nature of my business and the depth of the relationships I have with my clients. I refer people to businesses like yours on a regular basis. In order to make it hassle-free for my clients, I'm creating a direct access online business directory of select local businesses I trust. The business directory includes attorneys, financial planners, loan officers, hair salons, pizza parlors, painters, roofers, and babysitters, just to name a few. There is no cost for you to have this type of exposure to my clients. My only request is that you do an excellent job like you always do. Would you like to be included in the directory?
Of course I would. You're the first realtor that's ever asked me to be this. And I do get a lot of referrals from realtors, but I don't know that I've ever been added to a directory. That's awesome. What do you need from me?
Okay,
Right?
great.
So who would not, as a business owner, who would not want to be in your directory? So
Right.
again, the critical thing is practice, because if you don't practice, you'll just come across that you're truly reading the dialogue.
Right.
So, but that dialogue, you read it over and over again, and then eventually you will create the dialogue that makes the most sense to you and how your words are. Because as much as these are written, if I was working in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, we talk different. We use different words than what we use in California. So it's going to be important that the dialogue matches up to the location that you're in and how you would speak in your community. So with a basic of what I would say, based on our earlier conversation and where I got my most recent referral of a business to add, I would say, hi, Jennifer, or let me say, hi, Kim. I just spoke with Jennifer. I was trying to find somebody that has a closet company I have a client, I'm a realtor in the area, and I have a client that's looking to redo all of their closet space. Would you be the person that I would refer them to?
Yes, that would be great. Of course.
Good.
You for
All
the
right.
referral.
Yeah, definitely. So, what I'm going to do, Jennifer, when I refer you to John, I'm going to do a group text introducing you to him so that the two of you can connect. Now, in connecting the two of you, I want to make sure that I use the right phone number. Is this the phone number that I would use to text you?
Yes, this is a great number you can text.
Okay, perfect. And what I'd also like to do is put you in my database, my business directory, and I want to make sure I have all your information. So, can you text me your best email so that I make sure that you get that information over to me?
Sure, of course.
Okay, the number I just called you from is also my cell phone number so that it's easy for you to text that over. And then my assistant's going to send you an email that will ask for all your information so that we can have it properly in our system. Um, and then, as a practice, as I mentioned, what I'm going to do is send a group text message to introduce you to John so that the two of you can then get connected. Does that work for you?
Yes, that sounds great. Thank you so much.
Perfect. Now, with that, I do want to let you know, I'm sure you are connected with a lot of other realtors who provide you with referrals as well. One of my hopes are is that as you get familiar with how I refer you and get confident with my service, hopefully someday you'll be able to return the favor. But first, let me start to prove to you how much I do work on referring the businesses that I learned to trust and be able to be confident that they'll provide top service. So I'll get you connected. I appreciate your time. Do you have any other questions for me at this point?
That sounds great. Thank you for the referral and connecting us. And I will definitely keep you in mind for anybody that I know that has real estate needs.
Perfect. That sounds great. All right. So, what are your thoughts about the way I handled that discussion?
I thought that sounded very good, flowed nicely. I like connecting each party in a text message together. That way everybody's getting connected. They know definitely referred them, then they can all connect right away and you're involved in that.
Perfect. Good. So the one other thing I do with the business directory that we've created is whenever I connect with new clients, once, like, say I'm connected with a seller and there's a number of things that that seller needs in their home, I craft up a very specific referral sheet for them. So it's almost like a listing referral sheet for them of who they need to reach out to get their home ready to list. And when I send that referral sheet out, I also reach out directly to each of the companies I referred them to, and I let them know, because to make the introduction in a group text does not always happen when I know that it would be overwhelming to send out 10 different texts, because that would overwhelm the client. But I'll send out a text to the particular, like my painting guy, I'll send a text out to let him know I just referred you to Jennifer, she may or may not reach out to you, but just wants you to be aware of her name. So if she calls, you know that that's who I referred you to. And then I'll send a text to my cleaning person. I just referred you to Jennifer. She is getting her house ready to list. And I recommended that she get it cleaned by you or somebody of her choice prior to our taking the photography. So, and I go down that whole list and let all the companies that I referred know that I referred them. And that helps build my connection with those businesses. And eventually I start to get referrals from businesses that have many connections with realtors, because painters, their biggest source of business is going to come from realtors that have referred them. So I want to be the one that painter says, I need to refer to Cyndi. So I might refer them to 30 people, and there might only be one person that reached out to them, but they know that I referred them to 30 people. So it's important for me to have those dialogues down of making the introductions, of then following up with various dialogues that are in text messages too, because dialogues are not just the verbal dialogue, but the dialogue that you're going to have via text message or in emails. So it's a continuation and a follow-up to whatever those conversations were. Any questions? Welcome, Jeff. Appreciate you chiming in here to our dialogue discussion of working your sphere.
Thank you. Happy to be here. Always interested to see what your perspective is on things.
Yeah, thanks. I appreciate that. Kim, do you have any questions?
No, everything's been great. I'm sorry, I had to keep myself on mute. The phone kept ringing, so I wasn't able to participate as much as I wanted to. So unfortunately,
No worries.
Great information though. Thank you.
Yes. Yeah, this is a different perspective than what we normally do on this particular one. But we're trying to take our discussions to that next level of, we've talked about working on planning your events and what it is to plan those events and have events. But often it's, okay, well, we had the event, but we didn't have the proper dialogue and conversation piece to get people to be added into our contact list. And then it's a matter of, what do you do when they're in that contact list, and how do you stay in touch with them, and what kind of dialogues to have. These dialogues that I just went over are part of my dialogues from being a longtime member of the Buffini and Company. But I also look at these dialogues of, this is how my grandmother was, and how my grandmother treated people, and how my mother treats people, which, staying in front of them, being kind and nice, remembering special events, letting them know that you're available to help them, whether it's for real estate or for referrals of a business directory. Those are all things that collectively will make your quest for referrals more effective. Because if you follow the progression of all of that, and they do get to know you, like you, and trust you, when you utilize the first 4 things that we went over, Deanna, if you want to go all the way back up to the top of the sheet there. So if you utilize the very first basics of, I'm, there it is, let's see. Yep. So, by the way, I would appreciate your referrals, not just using that referral, word there, but by the way, I have a new listing coming up in Valencia. If you know anybody that's looking to buy or sell, I'd be happy to help them. You know, using current information, give them something so that they have something to respond to. Just to me, just asking for the referral. Hey, when you get a chance, if you know anybody that's buying or selling, please refer them. You know, it's hard to say those words. For me, it's very hard, but yet 90% of my business is by people referring me because I use the language in a way that's most comfortable to me. And I always lean into providing them with information. Hey, there's a new listing in Valencia. Oh, really? Where? You know, they want to know where this listing is, you know, especially if it's in their neighborhood. So I know where everybody lives that I'm talking to. Hey, there's a new listing coming up Hillcrest. Or did you see that new listing that came up in your neighborhood? You know, it's not my listing that came up in their neighborhood, but did you see that new listing that came up in your neighborhood? No, I didn't. Oh, it's really nice. It has a 3-car garage and RV parking and stuff. So hey, if you know anybody that's looking to buy in your neighborhood, have them reach out to me. I'd be happy to show them that home. But if that home's not it for them, I'll show them any home. You know, however that flows, that comfortable flow of asking for the business. Any feedback on that?
I think that's good. I think that you know, that's the toughest part of my job, because people only need a mortgage usually every 3 to 5 years, is staying in physical contact with them. You know, it's easy to put people on a drip campaign and things like that, but to actually have a physical conversation with them is challenging, just to fit everything into a day. Do you have a setup where you call all of your clients once or twice a year, or is it random based upon information that you've got that you're able to provide to them?
My practice has been more random as far as the phone calls. The more I create opportunities of events, gives me more of that random reason to reach out. Like this past weekend, I had a shredded event. And so I blasted that through all my social media. I did a video and sent out the video and information through my BombBomb to my entire database reach, whether it was my top 100 people or all of my database. It went out to everybody. But then I started texting the various people that I know are closest to the area that the event was at. And so I sent out easily 100 text messages with the flyer that I created. And then I would specialize the message for them, trying to make sure it didn't look like this is something I'm just sending out to everybody. I would say, hi, Jeff. Boy, I haven't seen you since my last speech at Toastmasters, but I'd love to see you on Saturday. If you have any important documents as a lender that you need to shred, you should bring them over. You know, so I would say something like that. Hey, Jennifer, I haven't seen you in the office for a week or two, but a reminder, the shredded event is this Saturday. So I hope to see you there. It's going to happen, rain or shine. You know, so it would be a special, you know, message. The same flyer goes to both of you, but the message is more specific so that you are like, wow, she really just sent that to me. And I easily sent out 100 of those. And I think in the end, I had probably just over 10 people that actually came. And then what I started to do yesterday and I haven't gotten all the messages out. But I started to send a message to them. Like the one I sent out today, as an example, is, hey, Stacy, it was great to see you at the Shredded event. I'm glad that you made it. By the way, I have a client that's looking to redo their closets. And I remember your closet of the house we sold, and it was completely built out. Do you have a recommendation of somebody? So that's what I sent to her. I try to personalize it, interactive, create not just a yes, no, or just a thank you, but create a dialogue between us, because then that builds that relationship. This isn't just a random person, but it's a dialogue between us.
I think an annual Shredded event, so that people get used to the fact that you're going to provide that service, and it's almost like going to see their tax guy,
Yes.
would be a really smart thing to do. And if you're doing it on a Saturday morning, you could even combine it and make it a pancake breakfast. Stop by and have breakfast and shred your documents, and give a little free food. People show up.
Right. Yes.
We had
And
donuts, coffee.
We had donuts.
Yeah.
Well,
Donuts and coffee.
and if you are missing me, you can see me tomorrow at Toastmasters.
I will. Yes.
Jen will be there. Yes. Yeah.
And Cyndi will not?
I will probably not be there. I will probably
Okay.
not be there. My apologies. Yeah. So, but yeah, the Shredded event is an annual event. This was our second year of participating in having a Shredded event. And I do think that it is something that we could grow to being a little bit bigger than just the Shredded. There's a Shredded event happening in my town that I live in at this point, which is Castaic, and they have a community Shredded event on this Saturday. So I want to see what they do with theirs to then build up the one that I'm involved with. But I started thinking that it would also be a good opportunity to say, bring one bag of clothes to donate, lightly worn clothes, because I don't agree with just giving clothes that you don't ever want to wear because they're ruined and soiled, but right. Bring a bag of your lightly worn clothes that you would like to donate. And, we could collect donations for, to help clear out. Don't clear out just your paper, but clear out your closet.
Right.
Also, we've talked on this group before with regards to donations for the food pantry. I think we could also utilize, our Shredded for donations for the food pantry too. While you're clearing out your paper and you find that you have, several cans in your pantry of food that you'll never make. You thought you were going to make that pumpkin pie and you didn't. So donate the items that you bought to make that pumpkin pie, and we'll help take it to our local food pantry. So there's always a way to expand, and they're getting something for free to being able to shred their paperwork responsibly. Right. But if they want to give back, right, they can bring a donation of clothing or canned goods for the food pantry.
Did you have any repeat? Did you have any repeat people that came back
yes
2 years in a row?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm thinking that when you how much stuff did the average person bring?
We actually ended up filling up in almost the entire truck. So the truck that we used for this Shredded event, you get to watch it shred it right there. Right. So right. It's very secure, and you watch it get shredded right there. And so that entire truck was filled.
Wow.
almost to the full capacity. Most people brought 3 to 4 boxes, but there were a few people that there was a couple businesses that came in, accounting businesses that had like 40 boxes.
Wow.
And, you know, they really took advantage of it.
Yeah. Because I would say as far as something like that goes, you can advertise that every time you close an escrow.
Right.
You give somebody a box that says Cyndi Shredded Event.
Oh,
And
yes.
and you know, and that's what, if you have any other gifts that you give them at closing, you say, you know, here's your little goodie bag, and it's your reminder that I'm going to have a shredded event, and I'm going to let you know about it
Oh,
next year. And then they just keep that box, and each time, you know, each time you close an escrow, you do that, then somebody new knows about it. And I mean, I think those things are great, great events, because everybody needs it. I've got a shredder here in my home office, and you know, so I shred everything as I go. But there was a time when I had boxes and boxes of stuff, and
yep.
it's comforting to get rid of all that stuff and know that it's been done. And we've used that service in the past where they shred it right on site. That's kind of a requirement for mortgage companies.
Right.
They have
Yes.
to shred it on site. You have to be able to visually see that they took care of it, because you know, we've just got everybody's personal data.
Right. Yep. Yeah, I like your suggestions with that. Thank you so much for sharing that. Those are some good suggestions, that we can, you know, keep promoting that through the year, and you know, just giving them more value. You know, that's part of the thing of working your sphere, and we only have a couple minutes left. But that's part of, you know, the working your sphere, working your database, your farm, is creating your value. And what is your value proposition? As much as we got to know how to talk with them and what kind of scripts, so to speak, to use, but in all of that, what is your value proposition, and how can you get that across to the people that know, like, and trust you? So, you know, doing the events that are valuable, not just fun, but create value to them, is a critical component of what my business plan is, and working with and helping people. So I do need to end this at this time. We did go slightly over, but really enjoyed the additional conversation and everything. Again, my name is Cyndi Lesinski, and I'm based in Los Angeles. And of course, I'm never too busy for your referrals. So if you have people looking to move to the Los Angeles area, I would appreciate you reaching out to me. And if I am not serving that particular area, I'm happy to connect you with other realtors that would be able to assist you. So thank you all for joining in today. I wish you a great day.
Thank you, Cyndi.
Thanks, Cyndi.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining. Take care, everybody. Bye.